There's the light.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello,
May I
hello.
introduce the content manager of Taugshow number 10, Roland Gratzer.
And tonight's host, Johannes Granick.
Thank you very much. Okay. So, it is a wonderful, emotional moment for us. For the first time in San Francisco, we will serve you with the Taugshow number 10. But first of all, Whale already introduced us a little bit, but we are, let's call it a young and smart art, technology, and philosophy group from Vienna, Austria. And that's how Austria looks like. Okay? It's small and full of racists, you know. Okay? Yes. So, we are from Vienna, and first of all, we want to say, we hate George W. Bush. You hate George W. Bush?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. All together, come on. We hate George W. Bush.
Okay. The American Hitler.
Yes. Probably. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we could have like an emphasis on the W. You get like we hate W.
Okay, all together, yeah?
Okay. We hate, yes, and we hate W. Bush. Yeah, and we even hate him in Times New Roman. Okay. So, so, thank you very much for your concern in telling everybody how much we hate George W. Bush. We find him a very nasty person who brought us things like war, economic downsizing, ecological destruction, religious bullshit, and, above all, stupid liberals who rose up in opposition against him. Okay? Yes. Yeah, there it is. Okay. For example, Mike Moore and John Kerry.
Yeah, Kerry! Be careful, Kerry.
Good. Okay. Maybe even you, my beloved audience. Yes, okay. George W. Bush will leave thousands of dead people, revised religion class books, and a liberal backlash with, of course, the Democrats trying to rerun this country and make it more liberal, yeah?
Barack Obama!
More free, and of course, more selective on a social basis. Now I'll tell you why. Why? Liberal ideology will feel really good and prosper after the imminent dismissal of George W. Bush. And that means the class structures of society will be more invisible, the rich will gain more power, and the poor will more desolate. Of course, the liberal government will be in place to... The liberal government will be in place to push through some liberal laws and give them a little more freedom here and there, okay? And hand the poor masses a little bit of money, maybe, okay? Huh?
A lot of money!
Yeah, little money, whatever. Okay. But with the other hands, it will push them further into the void of social deprivation because it will produce more of the ideology that brought them to power in the first place. The ideology of the free and powerful individual who happens to stand at the right place at the right time. Yes?
Yeah! And ran blows!
To grab the chance. And if not, he or she is, no? Yeah? What is she? A loser or a lazy bum, okay? So, the individual, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's done the Popeye.
You did it.
Yes. Okay. The individual is something abstract because it's a generalization of life and the economic values and the political interests and powers and politics of the middle class. Or should we call it the white middle race?
Ooh, I like that.
Who always
I like that.
win the economic war waged on the poor and exploited, and those who are not whites and middle class. Okay?
Yeah, the onion. That's
Those,
funny.
those who sometimes feel compassion for the poor, for the homeless, and hand them a dime or a right or a social, or a school or a prison to re-socialize them and to show how much we care. Freedom of expression, you know, freedom of expression
Walmart.
does cover the freedom of exploitation. You see?
More polls.
Okay. So, we don't know. We don't know.
Coming update.
We don't know what to do about that, but come on. Don't become a liberal. Even George W. Bush will not force us that way. No. That means because the sacred cow of liberals is individualism.
No.
But we are leftists, and our sacred core is solidarity. That's the point.
Liberate! Liberate! Comrade!
Okay. So, and that's good. Who said comrade? They'll put you to Guantanamo. Okay. So, okay. So, and now, I'll play a song for you. Okay? It's a little exorcism of liberal ideology, which has occupied our Western civilization for a long time. And just as one of your gurus, William S. Burroughs, has described it over and over again in his tiny little books. Okay? So, enough is enough. Like, around 30 years ago, there was, and actually nobody really can believe that, but 30 years ago, there was an American group singing Marxists. And they were called Red Shadow. And they had a really, really good song called Understanding Marx. And I think we'll play it for you now. Enjoy. Ooh. Technical people.
Understanding Marx will straighten out your hair more than anything that you have read. Freud's a fraud and Skinner's of no use. Read Marx and Lenin, it will really turn you loose.
When I was in high school, I sat in the back row and I thought to myself, this is really for shit. I just couldn't wait to get out and do something on my own. So I quit school and went out to look for a job. First I waited on tables, then I worked at Woolworths, and then I emptied bedpans in a hospital. But no matter where I worked, it was all the same. And I got so I just couldn't take it anymore. Well, one day I went home and I found my mom sitting there. She'd been fired by the phone company because they said she was too old. And I saw a book in her lap and I asked her what it was. She said, baby, that's Capital, Volume 1. You know, like Karl Marx. And I said, huh? And she said, that's right, here, take a look. And I read that book, and now I've come to realize that as long as I have to sell my labor power to the boss, I work for his profit, and not for myself or my fellow humankind.
Understanding Marx will straighten out your head more than anything that you've ever read. Freud's a fraud and
Okay.
You know, I had me a nice looking job, and it paid pretty good. And I got myself a swimming pool, a wide-track Pontiac, even a snowmobile, one the Jap makes. But the more I spent, the more I'd end up owing, and I had to work overtime.
I think sometime in the future they'll try to sell water, but they can't go that far. Okay, so, yes. By the way, it's very astounding how iconographic memes travel around the known world and settle down somewhere. Yay, old symbolism. That's one. Like, give it away.
Damn, that guy's hot.
Okay, yeah. One more. Old symbolism. There it is. You know. Arm and Hammer. Marxist iconography goes bleach PR. Look at that. Arm and Hammer. We have it in big. Yes, we have it in big. And it is my present for tonight's VJ. VJ? Levon! Where are you? Yeah, there you are! Hello. So. You can use it. You know, concerning exploitation, we are so sorry that we can't pay you anything, but actually, whatever. Thank you very much. Okay, use it wisely. Use it wisely. It consists of great power, you know. Okay. Okay. So come on. I think we have to calm down. Like concentrate this one. We are artists! We can do whatever we like! Yeah! But we won't get any funding for it! Okay.
It's enough. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So, it is time. Come on. So,
It's enough.
Whoa. It is time to introduce you to the first main guest of the evening, J.D. Lenzen! Okay! Hi, hello! I'm so sorry. I tried to Google one of your pictures on the web, but I only found this guy. But it's possibly like a time travel Googling.
That was me a week ago. It has been one hell of a week, let me tell you.
Okay, so. We invited you because you're an environmental chemist.
I'm an environmental chemist, and I'm also a bondage instructor. Two things packed in one.
San Francisco. Okay.
I know, it is very San Francisco. It's basically the Bay Area, and so I had permission to pursue a master's degree in chemistry, and at night I developed skills as a bondage instructor. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit about chemistry, and I'm going to try to wrap that into bondage. We'll do it together, make it happen. I tell you, we're going to talk about... Oh, I will. I know, exactly. It's the official chemistry garb. And yes, we feel this cool when we're wearing it. We all look at each other and just get so excited.
You can feel secure. I'll control the crowd. And
Please do. They'll be rushing the stage any minute now. And so, to begin with, we're going to be talking about cross-linking polyvinyl alcohol. Now, I know exactly. Please, contain yourself. I know that you have been waiting for this all week. Cross-linking polyvinyl alcohol. JD, please, stop. And what we're going to do is effectively show you how to make green slime. Is how we're going to do this. Now, a lot of the items involved in this procedure are items you can buy at stores, items you might even have around the house. Some of those items include Elmer's glue. Who sniffed Elmer's glue here? 28 Steiner, please come sniff Elmer's glue with me. But effectively, Elmer's glue is PVA, it's polyvinyl alcohol. It is a cohesive item. And we also have something called borax soap. Borax soap is a naturally occurring mineral. Sodium borine. And so we've got, this is effectively sodium tetraborate. And I'm just going to go ahead and push forward and show you how this is made. And this is how it goes. Basically, we have a 1-to-1 solution with our PVA glue with some water. And so this right here is 250 milliliters of PVA glue per bottle. This right here is approximately 500 milliliters of fluid solution.
Thank you for using the metric system.
You were totally welcome.
Yeah.
A French invention.
Yeah. Like Reomur, but nobody uses that.
No, I use it because it works. So I'm going to add that in there. Oh, thank you. Yeah. If anyone wants to know what my Wednesday night looked like, that's what it looked like. Right there. This is what I call a good time. Right there. Oh, yeah, baby. Give it to me. A little bit more. That's right, to the left. Okay. Once we have that, basically, I know exactly. That's what we call a good time. Dad? Is that you? It's my dad. Settle down, Dad. What we have right now is PVA. We have PVA glue that is effectively itself a polymer. But these strands, these molecular strands, they look a lot like it's kind of hard to think about. They look a lot like, I know what they look like. They look a lot like rope.
Ah, okay.
And so,
May I?
yeah, please hold it. And so as you see, as Johannes sort of rolls this over himself, it kind of has a fluid nature to it. And these molecules also have a similar sort of consistency. It's either like sort of loose strands of rope or maybe spaghetti. So we're going to mix that up. Okay. The other thing we're going to do, just to add a little fun to this, because effectively this whole entire project is to make snot. Okay? Now, exactly. Now, you have not tasted snot until you've had my snot. So the snot I'm making for you right now, it's freaking delicious is what it is. It really is. And you can make this with household products. So we're going to green up.
And you can export it like democracy.
Exactly. Euphemistically snot. So we have our thing. Now, all we need is our borax soap. So we're going to open up our borax. 20 Mule Team. Exactly. It's my nickname, actually. It's 20 Mule Team. Thank you very much. It's true. I'll tell you. All 20 of those mules.
If you eat borax, would you die?
Would you die? No, you would have an upset stomach, but you would probably not die. All of this is non-toxic. But, exactly.
I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
Okay. First off, I am an individual. So I can divert. So you got to tell what we do is we're now making approximately a 4% solution of basically available boride ions. Now what's going to happen is all of these molecules that are wrapped up into this water, loosened up, in this water, are now going to be cross-linked with the boride ion. This cross-linking is going to cause longitudinal arrangement of the molecules inside, and the water's going to add to its elasticity. It is very hot. Is what it is. And so we're gonna add this. Now as we do this, there's actually a chemical reaction that's going to take place. Ooh. See this snot congealing? Oh, the cross-linking. Oh, delicious. Just delicious. Just delicious. Just like Mother showed me.
Hey, is that vegan? You showed me.
It is. Exactly.
Yeah, is that vegan?
Okay, now once we have this, we're going to add a little water in there. All right.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
Awesome.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Now what I'm cross bonding right now. She loves it, by the way. She loves it. She was begging for it all day. The bowl of snot. Oh yeah. We go way back. I actually did that yesterday. That's a true story, actually. I had this leaking out my pants all afternoon. And that sounds like a joke, but that was actually a true story. That was hot.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now is I'm working sort of the excess moisture out between, feeling it. Okay. I'm gonna need a few moments alone. If you could all.
Hold on, do you want to touch it?
Yeah, for sure.
Eat it! Eat it!
Don't make myself eat it.
Okay.
You would
So
help
what we
me?
have.
Make Johannes eat it?
No, come on.
No, you don't have to eat it. Here's a little information for you as a chemist.
I'm European, I don't eat.
Because something is non-toxic does not make it edible. Does not make it edible. Non-toxic and edible are not the same thing. Okay, now we have.
Yeah!
Okay, this is effectively what we call a non-Newtonian substance. It's not quite a solid. It's not quite a liquid. It's somewhere in between that weird sort of twilight zone of chemistry, and it's like glass in a certain way. It is. What she said.
Yeah.
Okay, who would like some snot? All right, come on. We're gonna go up for some snot there.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's go for the snot. Okay.
Touch it, please touch it.
Yeah.
That's my snot!
That's all we have.
Well, somewhere here?
Exactly.
Yeah. They didn't have enough.
Okay.
No.
Not nice!
No, it's for you. You like it?
It'll stay together. It should stay together. Do not. Hold on. Just as a side note, this whole venue is being graciously offered and provided by the Exploratorium. Last thing we want to do is provide them a mess to clean up. And so please retain your snot.
Yeah.
Retain your snot.
Good. Okay. Dokie.
Yeah, it's luckily.
Okay. Go.
It's luckily more solid than not.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
what I would like to do now. Okay. What we're going to do now, hold on a moment. If you'll remember for a moment that earlier on I described the actual molecules that are associated with this transformation as having a similar consistency to rope. Now, if you center that picture, if it's possible, or show up on the wall, up on the screen, you'll see images of some of the other work I do. I'm one of two naughty boys. Effectively what we are is we're a performance and education troupe that wrote a book called Two Naughty Boys Showing You the Ropes. What this book is about is showing you how to do decorative, sensual, and artistic bondage in your own home. It's not about me. This book has no pictures of me except at the end of the author shot. It's about you bringing sensuality and restraint into your life. And so, I know, isn't this the craziest transition you've ever seen in your entire life?
Yes.
This wins, by the way. And so, with that said, I would like to quickly demonstrate a little bit about what's in this book, Two Naughty Boys Showing You the Ropes.
Okay.
And I'd like to do it in a way that involves someone from the crowd. And so I'm going to ask for a volunteer, or they're going to ask for a volunteer.
No.
You can.
She was the first. She was the first one. She was the first one.
No? Good.
No.
So,
Not the first one.
not the first one.
No.
I have done this before. She has. There's some boundaries I wanted to make sure that were respected. There was a book that was supposed to be brought back, but she didn't bring it back. And so that is unfortunate. Someone actually may have kept a book. There were 3 of them, and I was going to give one of them away. So the person who took it, I'm going to point her out, and you're going to tackle her. No. I'm going to give them one book. And I am going to give this couple over here. There you go. The book. Okay, so there you go. Can I get up on stage and do it quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. So come up on stage over here. Exactly. Please use it wisely, and remember, practice makes pervert. Practice makes pervert. Okay, what I'm going to do is demonstrate really quickly some of the stuff that you'll be able to learn in that book. This also shows you how fast it goes.
So wait, has she done this before?
She has. Okay. This is why I had to go in private places to do this.
You guys make a cute couple.
Thank you. Okay.
You should get married. Have children.
And tie you up, right?
Oh, sorry.
No, let them tie you up.
Hold that out right there.
So much more.
Okay, face the crowd. There you go. If there's a light, you can put it on her. Okay. There it is. Whoa, pardon me. One thing is for sure, if ever you're tying bondage and you accidentally smack your partner in the face, you look at him hard and you say, "Let that be a lesson to you." Okay. I am using
Looks like.
polymerizing ropes. Exactly. I did not learn these lessons. I'll tell you a little bit about where I learned these knots. Effectively, these knots were learned through patient, sensual relationships I've had over the years. A lot of times, stuff that like you see online, you'll have this supposition that it's sort of performance-oriented or it's all about sort of dominance. And the truth is, it's about sensuality and connection. When we teach our workshops... What's that? I know, you know what? Here's the reality of what's going on. I have 15 minutes. And so you could either see the whole piece or hear yourself talk. No, I'm just kidding.
That was das wollen wir doch alle nicht, ne? Okay.
Genau.
So, effectively, what we show in the workshops is that we don't teach people how to tie rope. That's not what we do. We show people how to tie people. People who have feelings, people who have connections, people who have boundaries, people who have lawyers. Okay? And so, we really want to be in a place that you're connected, that you're actually present to the person. A lot of the ties are pretty inconsequential to the relationships that they create and the moments that they create. And so having these types of moments, being able to tie someone, slow down the sensual process, have something that's intimate, detailed, and focused, is not only hot, but it's about just being who you are. It's not exactly. It's not putting on an act or putting on a show. Well, I'll out it. This is my girlfriend. Her name is Kristen. And by the way, this is the move. This is the move why she was my model. I didn't want to do that to a stranger.
You guys are so cute.
Sorry. So this is.
Earlier this week, I watched a lot of Nickelodeon growing up. I'm good.
I don't remember bondage in Nickelodeon.
That's us.
It's been a different channel.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
There's slime being created, but it's not being created
Roland Grazer.
in your vision.
What do you think about that?
Cross your arms more, Ben.
Yeah, it's
Are you interested?
for sure, but I have the book, so after the show maybe we could try. What do you think about my...
Fan your arms under us out. Okay. All right, turn around. All right, there it is. And that is all the time I have. Thank you so much.
That's good. For J.D. Lenzen. And do you want your rope back?
Sure do.
Okay.
She does.
Equality and liberty.
Okay. I mean, yeah. you're in the mood now, so I think we should talk about online porn. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
No, that's quick. Come here, baby.
We have people from Kink.com here, so they should probably leave the audience now. I don't know. No. We want to sing a small song for you. Actually, it's an Austrian Stanzel. You know, Stanzel is something that you sing when you're alone in the mountain, wherever. And you sing it Stanzel, yeah?
With your parents.
With your parents.
Yeah,
or,
maybe not this one, but...
Okay. So, and now we have a small Stanzel about online porn for you. Okay? Yeah? Okay. Greedy online adult industry. Only 30-second clips are free. But that's really much too short for me. I need to loop them and lots of fantasy. Yeah, that's it. Okay, sure. Good. And now, I want to show you a short film. And basically, it's about the opening performance of the International Year of Polytheism. We staged it 2 weeks ago. And actually, we are still on tour. International Year of Polytheism. Why? Like, you know, the number of the beast is 1. Yeah. So, beloved Daniel Fabri and Günther Friesing are back in the technical support chamber. Please start the movie. And turn off the light.
Very nice name.
Sparkless, yeah? Yes. And if you like,
Which
you
one?
can see it in a replay, but we're not. We really don't have to do it. Yes. Oh, you want to see the replay? So, if you really want to join the rally for polytheism, please join us. We're probably going to Salt Lake City like in 1 or 2 days. To have like a close encounter with the one, you know? And so, but you know, some of the best polytheistic gods and goddesses were killed by monotheistic super gods. So, okay, so and now I'd like to introduce to you one of our regular guests, part of Monochrom, Magistra Evelyn Furlinger. Where's she? There she is. Okay. There she is. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Take it off!
Okay. Ta. Fucking course. Okay. Good. We want to reclaim the street ballad. Okay. We've been to Brazil like a couple of years ago, and we heard about a nice story from a little town called Paraty, and we thought that's a really nice story. We want to compose a street ballad about it, and now we want to sing the street ballad for you. So I have to get into like a deeper voice, you know. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. You feel comfortable? You feel comfortable? Okay. Good. Hark, people, listen to my song. I swear the story is true. And if you wish to prove me wrong, it's impossible to do.
The ocean, the Atlantic was, the town was Paraty. It lays in old Brazil, me knows, with plenty of jungle to see.
I strolled 3 hours out of town, past many a tree and a bow. And if you know your way around, you'll find this fence I know.
The fence surrounds a manor grand and very old indeed. One rich man bought it long ago, with tree and fence and steed.
This man was strong and proud and free, providing wage and job. He loved all nature, beast or tree, this eco-organic hob.
So he started on his land with tiger, lion, gnu. That no one was allowed to touch, creation was taboo.
Well, we need
to get a little higher.
Yeah. We need the guy. We need the boss. Could you, please?
Oh, we need a boss.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
we need a boss.
Come.
Yeah.
Okay, so his fervor's ornithology, protecting every bird. His menials were the enemy, with lime twig cage and girds. Okay.
His menials, they were so poor, their wages just too small. They sold the birds expensively at markets, not at the mall.
The guy, let's call him boss for now, was fierce and he declared, if I catch someone in the act, they'll rue it that they dared.
But little later, what a shame, a fowler that was caught. Line up all, yelled the boss, untamed. The delinquent was brought.
I think
we need a delinquent.
We need a delinquent. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Spalicic, come on, you're a delinquent.
Yeah, you are a delinquent.
100 people. Okay, yeah. So, delinquent. Okay, you shouldn't actually hug with him. He's your boss. You know? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Good.
There's all that tying up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now you have to raise a gun, so you're like your metaphor, you know? Yeah. Okay, good. He raised his gun and held it up against the felon's head. So for the camera, possibly.
On the stage.
Okay, that's fine.
On the stage.
What stage? Okay. Against the felon's head, the Lord produced a songbird flap. So you have a songbird in your pocket. Okay, you put it out. Yeah. This happened near the shed. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
You lead this bird now, miscreant, with feathers all and beak. And if you dare to choke but once, you're dead within a tweak.
Okay, so no, you force him to eat the bird. Yeah, okay. Okay. The poor guy shivers and he bites the bird's head off with grudge. He chews and swallows, turns all green, but doesn't dare to budge. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think okay.
The poor guy wipes the blood away. 3 weeks he spent in bed, all sick, dishonored, full of pain. Revenge was all he said.
Okay, yeah. Good. Okay, the boss. Okay, may walk around a little bit here. Okay. Now when the boss strolled through the woods, all by himself and blithe, twixt twiners on his mind, no good. The guy with gun and scythe. So You have a gun. You have a gun. You have a gun. You have a gun. The big one. The big one. Please.
Yeah.
Beneath the old tree full of figs, 3 minutes from the falls, he found his boss. The bang was big. This guy, he had some balls.
So now you shoot him. You shoot the boss.
Yeah.
Poof. Okay. So you're dead. You're dead. Okay.
You're dead.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good. So. Okay.
Will you behave?
Ditching the shotgun in the stream, the murderer ran away. A ricocheting echo, a scream, and everything's astray. So you run away, okay? Or there, or wherever you want. Okay. Good.
Quite soon the widow found the corpse.
We need a widow. We need a widow. Karen Marcel.
They're weirdo.
So you're his widow, okay? Good. So
in blood with agony.
now, one more time. Okay. So you find the corpse, okay? So you play it.
The manor shall become she spoke.
Repeat it.
Over?
Yeah.
Quite soon the widow found the corpse in blood with agony.
Okay.
The manor.
Emotion.
More agony. Okay.
Feel it.
Okay. In blood with agony, yeah.
The manor shall become, she spoke, a cozy eatery.
Yeah. Okay. So, thus was my story, and it seems this happened long ago. Yet it's the truth. It just took place in summer '94.
The story's moral, you agree, sounds Brechtian and it's sad. Fight poverty, save environment. Which one is good, which bad?
Nobody knows. You had a pitching problem.
Yeah, it was kind of. We couldn't do the rehearsal.
But you stay here, I think. Or?
Yeah.
I have to. The schedule. The schedule.
Grab my stuff.
Yes, grab your stuff. So because actually that's the picture of the guy, the boss. That's the boss and his lions, and we ate a really nice piece of pork in the cozy eatery in the little town called Parachi. So if you should go there, go to the fazenda of the formerly zoo owning guy. Yeah, he'll tell you about it. Okay, so good. Actually, she's only a part-time singer, and all the time she's a linguist. So we have a regular column on the Taugshow, and it's called Wicked. Yeah, Magistrale Ringfurling. Yeah. And it's called
Wicked words.
Wicked words. Okay, good. And this
I
time,
even bothered to bring the sheep notebook.
The sheep
all the
notebook.
way to where are we?
because because they only. Okay.
Portland, Oregon.
Yes. Okay. So good.
Is it San Francisco?
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm still in jet lag. It's 9 hours.
She arrived yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean it's.
Can I sit down?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Feel welcome in Tucson. Okay. So we go to your topic, and that's called bilinguistics. Okay.
Well, since we're not native speakers of English, you might have noticed. So I thought I was going to talk a little about being bilingual and the implications of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, it's very good to have a second language and practice it because recent studies.
Actually.
What?
Actually, it would be actually cool to program something that creates more creative responses from the audience. Okay.
Can I just finish my statement? Maybe, please.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Go on.
A recent study suggests that if you're bilingual, you'll develop your Alzheimer's disease 5 years later.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
5 more good years. That's good news.
But actually, I think it will take 5 years to learn the language. So, all right.
Well.
Okay. Good.
Even longer.
Okay, good.
So I wanted to present you with a little theory. Linguists are probably very familiar with that. Are there any linguists? Good.
Okay, fine.
Damn.
Good. Okay. So what's the theory
It's called the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis.
Okay.
And Sapir was the first to state in the early 1900s that language and thoughts are interwoven, which doesn't seem like a very breakthrough-y thought nowadays, but then it was.
Okay.
So his pupil Worf took this idea further and developed it into what's called linguistic determinism. What he said was that language shapes our ideas, and one cannot think outside the confines of one's languages. He even took it so far as to say what's called linguistic relativity, that the differences in languages would reflect the different views of different people. Worf would really believe in that, which is... Actually, I think it's a little hysterical because cross-cultural communication wouldn't be possible if that was totally true. Like, what he says is, you cannot communicate in a language other than your own. You cannot translate, which...
Actually, not communicating is unfair.
Yeah.
So,
That's wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay. Oh, don't listen to them. Okay.
what did they say?
I don't know. Okay. Okay.
Well, where Worf's theory is better applied, as many linguists now know and state, is on the emotional level of what we call connotations. Okay. So it's not like, oh my God, the Eskimos have, the Inuits, I'm sorry, have 18 words for snow and I can never get their notion. That's just not
an
true.
Urban legend.
Yeah,
it's a rural legend.
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
Actually, it's 21 words, huh? For snow.
Okay.
In the urban
Whatever.
legend.
The point is that even in German we have like 7 words for snow. So
really?
The point is that there are Pulverschnee, Nassschnee, Neuschnee.
Okay.
Let's talk about that afterwards.
Okay. So stop the Schnee.
So the point is that yes, languages have different focuses in their vocabulary on what they have one word for. Okay. But the point is I can still translate it by using more than one word. So I have brought a book that is full of such words that may seem intranslatable but are not. It's called The Meaning of Tingo. It's a beautiful book full of strange words. Can we get... I have brought some examples.
Tingo. There it is. Real nice words. Yeah. Okay. So, and you brought a couple of examples.
I have brought a couple of examples.
Okay.
Of course, the first example is German, obviously, because that's our native language. So, an Urlaubsmuffel is a person who is against taking vacation, which is a very German concept.
We need a term for that.
Yes.
But you will find out what other people need expressions for when we come to the next example, which is... Ekoniomai in ancient Greek is to sprinkle sand over oneself. Do we have any aficionados of ancient Greek? Because there must be some weird rite or something.
They oil themselves up, sprinkle sand, and scrape it off.
Oh, I see. Thanks. It'll get even hotter when we come to the next example, which is... Sacanagem in Brazilian Portuguese means the practice of openly seeking sexual pleasure with one or more partners other than one's primary partner during Mardi Gras.
Pronounce that again.
Okay.
So, to get my point across, of course we cannot translate Sacanagem in one word into English or German, but we can use all of these words and we can make it totally understood what it means.
So we get the concept.
I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have more examples.
I have more examples. I think I have 2 more or 1 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Even in English.
Yeah.
Language.
Give us the next, Roli, please.
For sure.
Narakastra Prayoga in Sanskrit is a man who worships his own sexual organ. Do we have any of these in the audience?
Take everyone!
Stand up! Stand up if you are a Narakastra
Thank you
Prayoga.
very much to Jake Allen, because he's a great photographer and he's taking many pictures for us. Thanks a lot. He was our artist in residence in Austria for 2 months. I can tell you. Yeah, well. Okay. So
One more.
Before we get to the last example,
Okay.
which is going to be the end of my statement, I want to say that you see on the emotional level of connotations, the language or what language we think in makes a difference because it's categories like animate and inanimate or trees, for example, they might be treated as inanimate in some language or as animate in others. That's very important for the native Indian languages, also in America, I guess. And the articles, like in German, we have der, die, das, that makes us think of things as feminine or masculine rather than in the English language where you only get the it. But you get like the sun, which is, I think, a he in English, whereas in German we have die Sonne, which is female. So these are the tiny little things that language really, which the language
I thought,
shapes our thoughts in that way, but still, if it would restrict us in our thinking, where would new ideas come from? So,
actually, I thought the Golden Gate Bridge is female.
Yeah,
like,
you.
in the afternoon. Yes, yeah. Really?
Yeah, it's die Brücke. So
yeah,
that's
it's die Brücke in German. Okay.
quite obvious.
So, you have a last
and
example.
the last example I want to give you is, because we should all do this a lot, it's ichigo ichi in Japanese, the practice of treasuring each moment and trying to make it perfect. So, thanks and good night.
Yes. Oh, excellent. Beautifully. Oh, there it is. Okay. And now, you know, we are in San Francisco. The Bay Area is a place for techno-utopism, you know, Wired and stuff like that. So maybe you like a little installation we did a couple of years ago. It's called the Nicholas Negroponte Memorial Cable. And we'll stay with technology now. And I would love to welcome Jennifer Granick here to the hot seat. Hello. Okay. So, okie dokie.
Hi.
So, it's really wonderful that you were here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Because actually we wanted to talk about cybercrime. You know? Ooh, yeah. Okay. So
These
you
guys know about that.
Yeah, they know.
I recognize a few of them.
Okay. So actually, we have maybe the next picture. Maybe you're dealing with people who do something like that. You know? Come on. Who? Why? Whatever.
Why would they put something like Connect 4?
Why not putting Whopper on the forehead? Come on. Okay. So are you teaching or are you an active lawyer? What are you doing?
Well, I teach at Stanford Law School, but my class is a practical class, so I take some cases and work on them with students, and then I have some other clients. So I came to that job from being a criminal defense attorney. I represented people who were charged with possession of drugs and guns and computer hackers and that sort of thing. So both, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, could you tell us a little bit about a couple of maybe like prominent or like interesting cases, or pick an interesting case?
So right now I'm representing a guy who made a boarding pass generator on his website, and basically these people like to sneak into the airport, I can see. So basically what he did was he took something that everybody knew, which was that the process of checking people's boarding passes as being a security measure before letting them into the secured part of the airport was total bullshit, and people knew this, but he decided, everybody was ignoring it, so he decided to demonstrate it in a particularly florid way, and he put on his website a thing where you could put in any name, your name or Osama bin Laden's name or any name in the boarding pass, and then print it out, and theoretically you could take it to the airport and get into the secured area. So the FBI didn't like this very much. They came and they took all of his computers and investigated him, and the TSA is still after him, trying to charge him with a civil charge and get some money out of him. So I represent him in that.
Okay, I have a couple of magazines from the toilet of our host.
Great, yeah.
So
I'm really wondering where he's going with this.
It's Violet Blue. Thank you for hosting us. Where's Violet? Somewhere. I don't know where. Okay. Okay, so I mean, we have like budget trouble, we have islands, we have allure, and we have 2600. Okay, so I mean, people who are actually publishing about hacking or doing like publishing like Emmanuel Goldstein magazines like 2600, the Hacker Quarterly. So what's the boundary between like it's okay to publish something and
let me take a look.
Okay.
This is free, but I'm going to tell you, totally illegal.
Totally. Okay, good. So, what's the difference between like the freedom of expression of something like that, like pointing out to flaws in computer systems, stuff like that, and what's the point?
Yeah, this is a great question because it totally gets to why I think the boarding pass case is cool, which is here's what he's doing is in a very dramatic way telling something to the TSA and the government that they don't want to hear, which is that this fake security measure is exactly that, fake. And this is the same thing with 2600. It's basically telling people that there's something they don't want to hear, which is that their computer systems aren't secure. And when that happens, if you read that, you're going to learn that that's true. And that's a case I did last summer for Michael Lynn involved exactly that. He basically told people that the routers that comprise the backbone of the internet aren't secure, and the company that makes those routers, Cisco, wasn't very happy with the fact that news was so widely spread in the manner that it was. But in the law, it's kind of a complicated question because here in the United States we have the First Amendment, you have freedom of speech, and you're allowed to report truthful information. Which is great, which is one of the reasons why that's a different case, but which is one of the reasons why I love the United States. But you also have, on the other hand, the idea that information really is powerful and information can be dangerous. And it's come up particularly in the world of computers because computer ideas are expressed in code. And code has this special function, this special aspect to it, which is that it's both expressive and functional. So you can both read it and understand it and also run it and do something with it. Whereas if you compare that to other fields of science like microbiology, if I write an article about how to synthesize the anthrax virus or to weaponize it so that it's more deadly, I still need the virus, I still need a lab, I still need a lot of stuff to actually get that done. So in the field of computers, this complicated question about when information stops being information and starts being criminal is even more sharp and even more of a complicated topic.
Okay, I mean, in Europe we have a different law system than you have. You have this like case law system. I think it's like probably much better to adapt to modern forms of criminality or whatever we call it, because like in European law, I can tell you it's quite hard. If you read, are you familiar with European law?
Yeah, with the statutory basis or the civil law system.
So that's quite interesting how they deal with like the constant updating of stuff, because they have big books and that's the law, and you have basically a couple of files that are just edits or something like that. Okay. So I mean, what's the deal with like cybercrime and internationality? So I think it's possible to go somewhere offshore.
You can go offshore, but you know what? And then there's all these questions of jurisdiction. The United States government thinks that if you do anything that hurts a United States company or a United States citizen, that we can come and get you, and they can be extremely resourceful in doing that. So in one case, there were two Russian hackers who they wanted to get, and the Russians didn't want to turn them over to us. We didn't have that kind of relationship with them. So what the FBI did was they called these guys up and they said, hey, we've heard about your skills and we hear you guys are really great. So what we'd like to do is invite you to Seattle for a job interview. And we'll give you 2 tickets if you come to interview with us. And so these guys flew to Seattle and went to this fake company made up by the FBI, which they humorously called Invita. And they said, why don't you guys sit down at these computers and show us, what you can do? And the computers were totally sniffed, so they could capture all the packets and all the keystrokes and all of that. And they said, show us how you can hack into this machine. And the guys logged onto their server in Russia with their passwords and everything and downloaded their hacker tools and then broke into the computers. And the FBI was like, thank you very much. Instead of a job, we're going to give you 5 years in prison. And we have all your passwords and and we totally own your box in Russia now. And so we're going to go download the evidence from the Russian box here to the United States, and then go ask a magistrate to let us open that stuff up. Well, when the Russians heard that the FBI were sniffing Russian citizens' passwords and busting into Russian boxes on Russian soil, they issued an arrest warrant for the FBI agents who were involved in this case. And so, of course, we won't extradite our people to Russia either, so those guys just aren't really allowed to go over there anymore. But they can be very crafty in dealing with that kind of international problem.
Russian law enforcement conference.
That's very smart.
I think I have this strange idea about a Russian law enforcement conference.
Yeah, I think that would definitely work.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, last talk show we had a guest, Violet Blue, and actually we were talking about sexuality and new forms of sexuality, and actually we talked to her about that like teledildonics and stuff like that. Okay, and I had there was this really strange idea, but actually it's a real question for you now.
I think it's legal.
If like in the not that one, no. It's actually a pretty serious question actually. Like if you have like new forms of communication, let's call it like teledildonics or whatever. I mean, if I hack a teledildonic session, like, is it rape?
Or is it First Amendment protected? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, but actually, maybe it's a good.
So what you're saying is you've got this teledildonics thing set up, and then you hack into it, and then you're going to.
So there's one person fucking with one person via teledildonics, and
yeah.
there's a third
you get the man
guy,
in the middle attack.
I don't know.
That's totally rape.
So basically, the question would be how does the law like cope with stuff like that? I mean, there is constantly new stuff happening.
Yeah, the law is really slow on these things too, because we have these judges and they haven't really used computers. They're still at the stage where, well, if you're lucky, they have their clerks print out their email and then read it to them, later. So basically, the way the law works generally, and the way that we try to deal with technology is through analogies. So we're always drawing analogies from one thing to another, and very often the analogies are stretched or strained and don't really work. So one of the big questions now is it illegal to use somebody else's open wireless, right? So is that just a free thing, like you're listening to somebody's radio station, or is it bad because you're using someone else's bandwidth and someone else's resources, and it's unauthorized access to computers? So it depends. One person says, well, you can't walk into my house and use my computer, and another person says, well, if I sit outside and your radio's playing, I'm allowed to listen to the radio waves. So which is it? It's really actually none of these, but the law is feeble, and all we have is analogies. So it's sort of like the battle of the analogy.
Euthanasia for the law.
Hey, come on.
Oh, come on.
We try so hard.
Sorry. Okay, the law.
If only it were so flexible.
Okay.
Jason, that was good.
And actually, in one of those 2600s, there's a really nice story of a probably 13 or 14-year-old kid, and his parents actually didn't allow him to get a broadband connection, so he bought a broadband connection for his neighbors, and someone set up a wireless or whatever. Nice.
Yeah. It's a good trick. And then if he gets arrested for that, he can call me, and I'll see if I can't do anything for it.
But actually, he paid for yeah, he would get sorry. I have to reboot, bro. Okay.
I'll take questions from the audience.
In German, it's called Hausarrest. So if your parents tell you you can go out.
You're grounded.
You're grounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's American. You're grounded.
Hausarrest.
In German, it's Hausarrest.
Ground.
How does a German open up an oyster?
Aufwachen!
It's now you're laughing about it. The first time.
I saw him do it. It's true.
Okay. Make it open up an oyster. That's a good metaphor for like cracking systems. Okay. Is there a difference, for example, because you're invited as a lawyer dealing with hackers? Is there a difference between like hacking, for example, and writing viruses or stuff like that?
In the law, there's a little bit of a difference, although the same statute covers it. Basically, the law says you're not allowed to access computers without authorization. You're not allowed to send harmful information or code to computers without authorization. So same thing.
Same
So what if you
thing.
put it on your website and they download it?
So if you put something on your website and other people download it, then normally what's going to happen is they're going to look at the circumstances under which you distributed it. Because you weren't the one who sent it, the other person downloaded it. So they're going to say, did you put it up on the website in some way that was illicit? Did you lie about what it was about or what it was going to do? Or even worse, did you say exactly what it was going to do and explain to people, like, you can use this to break into your neighbor's house and that's what I think you should do? Because the balance that the First Amendment tries to strike is between letting people distribute information but not letting you do it with a criminal intent. So you can't do it as part of aiding and abetting. You can't do it as part of a conspiracy. You can't do it fraudulently or dishonestly or in violation of some kind of a way that you're supposed to properly conduct business, but you can generally distribute information. And it's a kind of nice gray area of the law, which is one of the things that makes it an interesting area to practice in.
What if you idiot-proof it, like putting it behind a link that says don't click this?
I have to repeat it, but I didn't get it.
So he asked me, what if you idiot-proof it? Like put it behind a link that says, don't click this. If you do, you'll be sorry. And then some idiot comes and clicks it. I think is what he's saying.
I've heard this story about a woman who burned her hand with coffee by McDonald's. Is it true? Is it true? Is it true?
I think that there's always a stage whenever you start talking about the law and you say stuff where people from the audience start shouting out hypotheticals that sound a little less hypothetical maybe than they ought to be. So
but I'm quite serious.
maybe he needs to come see me after.
But I'm quite serious. I'm quite.
We can talk with a private attorney-client thing.
Yeah. But I'm quite serious about the question with the coffee because I think
you want to know about the coffee?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've heard about it quite often, and it's I think. It would never be possible to like even 10% of that case wouldn't be possible in European law.
Well, I'm a big believer in tort law, I have to say. I mean, having been to other countries that have less developed tort law, you're walking down the sidewalk and you see like there's some metal spike sticking out of the concrete. It's got this sharpened edge, and a couple feet on, there's like some ice cream all over the sidewalk. And being from the United States, you're looking, you're like, oh, somebody's going to impale themselves on that. Oh, somebody's going to slip and fall. Oh, there's a banana peel. You just see these dangers everywhere that we wouldn't let go on here because somebody would get sued. So people come by and clean it all up. And I think the thing with the coffee was basically like, okay, well, maybe she, was clumsy and she spilled it, but it could have burned somebody in the McDonald's who works there or, something like that. So she didn't get as much money as she was initially reported. They knocked down the damage award later, but I'm just not that offended by it.
Please update the Wikipedia on that case, okay? Okay.
The McDonald's calculated that they would increase the temperature of their coffee and people wouldn't taste how bad it was. And the damages they would have to pay out for burns would be less.
Okay. There's another good German term. It's called Erbsenzählerei. So if you're counting peas, so people sitting somewhere, okay, if the car explodes, just 20,000 people will sue us, so it's fine.
Right.
So,
well, that's the way it is with security, if I can kind of bring this back to technology, maybe, which is the question of who's going to bear the burden, right? The systems are insecure, so whose fault is it going to be? Is it going to be the fault of the people who point it out, or is it going to be the fault of the people who don't invest in security in the first place? And there's a lot of economic reasons why companies don't invest in it, but basically it's a heck of a lot cheaper for them to ship products insecure than it is for them to make them secure. And that's why we need hackers out there pointing out that these products could and should be better.
We love tort law!
okay.
Thank you. A convert. I love that.
Yes. Okay.
That's right.
If somebody uses your wireless, is it legal or illegal?
So
actually, I did it because I couldn't get it.
Until you hear the answer.
What?
Arrest Give up the sea of papers!
They're Austrian.
I'm not an American.
that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Guantanamo.
Get out! Get
Actually, it was interestingly because the wireless network, the name of the network was "Fuck You All." Oh shit! I know. Okay. Really?
So you use somebody else's wireless? It's
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
when you're
yesterday,
vacationing not to, right? I mean, you need to get some broadband, and there it is, and they didn't secure it. So it's actually kind of a gray area. It's not really totally clear. But I think that there's a lot of good reasons why it's legal. So when people ask me, I say I think it's probably legal. If you ask somebody from the FBI, they'll say they think it's illegal. But there haven't been any cases that have decided it, so we don't actually really know. You can go through the analysis, but basically I think that it has to be pretty clear to the person who's using the wireless or who's using the computer that it's an area that's off limits. And when you have open wireless, it's just not clear that it's off limits because people have the choice to configure it differently. Maybe they've left it open because they don't mind if people share it. That's how I have mine at my house. I don't mind if people share it. So, you just don't know. And how can something be a crime without you knowing that it's off limits, right? It's like one person accesses wireless and it's a crime. One person does the exact same thing and it's not. That's just not the way the law works. Our criminal law is based on the idea that you have bad intent or some kind of malicious thinking at the time that you're doing something. So I think it's legal, and if anybody gets in trouble for it, I'd love to hear about it.
So George Bush is a criminal then?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Over time, I have a present for you. It's a pack of chips. Yes. It's called a masterpiece. And I thought it's funny, hackers, chips, It was a pleasure having you on the show. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. So, and now she's gone, and now we have another present for her. We have a present for you, another one.
Oh, yeah.
You know Lawrence Lessig?
Yeah, he's my boss.
Yeah? Where is he? Back? Lessig, Lessig in German means cool or hip,
Yeah.
And now we have for you, Lessig ist Lessig. Okay. Actually, it's based on a song from Austria. It's called Life is Life.
No.
Okay, you know it.
Yeah.
Come on, stand up. Stand
Okay,
up.
yeah.
Stand up. Okay, good. Okay, can we do it? Can we do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You start.
You start. You make the wah. Okay. Make the wah.
Na.
Na. He's teaching at Stanford.
He knows all about code. He is selling Creative Commons. He's giving the keynote. Lessig, na. Lessig ist Lessig, na. He's talking free culture. He's rocking the house. He's the hero of jurisdiction. He's got a wireless mouse. Lessig, na. Lessig ist Lessig, na.
He's
Wearing reading glasses of regular design. His PowerPoint is perfect and share alike is fine. Lessig, na. Lessig ist Lessig, na. His inbounds are growing thanks to Boeing. Lessig! Yeah.
Perfect. So, okie dokie. And now, small story. Technology. Give Lessig back. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
This one. It's yours. Cell phone towers. You see? Sometimes they're camouflaged.
Yeah.
That's really
You see? You see?
Yes, yes. Okay, tell your story. Actually, he's from Styria.
Yeah.
And there's a picture from Styria of a cell phone tower.
And there are living funny people, and they saw this very bad camouflaged cell phone tower, or is it a transmitter? I don't know. Yeah, and they thought about a nickname, and the people there are very rude. And so they called it the Squirrel Brothel.
Why?
Because there's a little red light blinking all the night long. Yeah.
So they call it a squirrel brothel.
Yeah.
What's it in German?
Ohrkatzelpuff.
Yeah, so much about folklore and technology.
Yeah.
So, good. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah,
and
so?
you are talking nothing? Okay. I think we should... Oh, come on. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I love you. Okay.
Kuste hart.
And
Later
now,
on.
we'd love to show you a short film. It's called Bye Bye.
Oops.
And we dubbed it to English just for this performance here. And enjoy. Just like 5-minute short film. Yeah. Lights up.
There was nothing special about me. I was merely a young man with big ideals. Hans Hass, who was primarily known for his documentary films about sharks, was my role model. I wanted to investigate the oceans, make new discoveries, but that remained a youthful dream. I quit school after the 8th grade and opted for a job in public service. I became a simple lifeguard. Then my wife met me. That is how I looked back then. And that is how I look today. You think that something is wrong here? You're right. I'd like to explain. On account of my good job and my beautiful wife, I was sometimes envied by the people around me. I ignored it, but one day it caught up with me. I was walking around the pool like on any other day when I noticed an unpleasant tension in my chest. Suddenly it was like being pricked with thousands of needles, and I fell into the pool. Some jerk had put poison in my coffee. The pool physician noticed what was happening and rushed over to help me. She tried to get me out of the water, but that turned out to be harder than she thought it would be. She struggled and struggled, but there was nothing she could do. My workplace had become my watery grave. At almost precisely that minute, my wife gave birth to her first child. And it was the Creator's wish that I be reborn as my own son. Since I had always loved the water so much, the Almighty gave me a very special gift. I grew gills. At first, of course, I wanted to expose the hideous crime to which I had fallen victim. But in the end, I let it go. I'm not someone who carries a grudge. Thus I lived through childhood and youth again, and finally I grew old. This time I didn't become a lifeguard. Instead, I went to vocational school and became an electrician. Still, the gills were great for holidays at the seaside. I have never told anyone about them. People have only heard about things like that in The Man from Atlantis and Waterworld. I would get on my nerves to have to listen to their comments all the time. And so I live again. And sometimes I listen to music on CDs.
They were singing, bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die.
Okay. It was our nice friend Harald Homolka-List from Monochrom, who didn't want to come to America. Okay. Okay. And now I'd like to introduce you to David Fine. Where's David Fine? There he is. So, because I have a book tip for you. Actually, there's a really brilliant British science fiction author. A couple of you probably know him, Ian M. Banks. And he wrote a couple of really great novels. And actually, he wrote one of the only plausible, working, techno-utopian leftist science fiction stories. And actually a couple of books about them. And the first book actually was called Consider Phlebas. It's from 1987. It's a really great book. You should buy it. I recommend it. Yes. And David Fine, I asked David Fine because I think a native speaker should read the following comment. Because Ian Banks writes a short text about his society. Actually, it's a statement about what he thinks about the market and how the market works. And I thought that's an interesting statement to read to you because I think you should hear it. David Fine.
Take your clothes off!
Come on.
Oh, I actually have my own version. I added a little commentary because it's sort of impenetrable.
Okay.
Would you mind holding this a second?
Yeah, of course.
Let me state here a personal conviction that appears right now to be profoundly unfashionable, which is that a planned economy can be more productive and more morally desirable than one left to market forces. The market is a good example of evolution in action. It's the try everything and see what works approach. This might provide a perfectly morally satisfactory resource management system so long as there was absolutely no question of any sentient creature ever being treated purely as one of those resources. In other words, it might be good if I never treated anyone like a resource if that never happened. Thank you for holding that, by the way.
I am only exploiting myself.
For all its profoundly inelegant complexities, the market remains a crude and essentially blind system. And without the sort of drastic amendments liable to cripple the economic efficacy, which is its greatest claimed asset, it's intrinsically incapable of distinguishing between, get ready for this, simple non-use of matter resulting from processal superfluity, and the acute, prolonged, and widespread suffering of conscious beings. Okay, in other words, it's a mechanical and sort of inelegant, complex system. It can't tell the difference between too much superfluous. No, that's not what he's even saying. A superfluity. It can't tell the difference between that and people not having enough.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. It is in the elevation of this profoundly mechanistic and in that sense perversely innocent system to a position above all others, moral, philosophical, and political values, that humankind displays most convincingly both its present intellectual immaturity and, through grossly pursued selfishness rather than the applied hatred of others, a kind of synthetic evil. In other words, it's mere selfishness, not the applied hatred of others, that creates a synthetic evil. Thank you. Intelligence, on the other hand, intelligence is capable of looking further than the next aggressive mutation. Intelligence can set up long-term aims and work toward them. The same amount of raw invention that bursts in all directions from the market can be, to some degree, channeled and directed, so that while the market merely shines everywhere and feudal systems flash randomly, the planned economy laces like a focused beam, like a laser. It laces. I had to add that because what the hell does laces mean, if not that?
The guy is from Scotland.
Oh, Scotland, that explains. Okay, it laces. The planned economy laces. Reaching out coherently and efficiently towards agreed upon goals. What is vital for such a scheme, however, and what was always missing in the planned economies of our world scheme, is the continual, intimate, and decisive participation of the mass of the citizenry in determining these goals and designing as well as implementing the plans which should lead towards them.
Thank you very much.
So, in other words, I think he's saying that market economies are a flood lamp and planned economies are lasers.
Yes.
In which case, I think the choice is clear.
Okay. David Fine is actually one of our stage directors at the Taugshow number 10. Give him a big hand. Okay. Oh no. I'm losing again my voice.
So
and I think we're
the best time to
stop.
Oh, come on. What do you think about...
Oh, come on. Jake Applebaum asks, what about the acoustic guitar?
Maybe we could sing...
Please, the acoustic guitar.
No, well, you will sing...
I will sing with you.
I will sing too.
Yeah, and they'll join us.
They'll join us.
Okay.
That's good.
Yes. Okay.
What the song is about?
What the song is about? It's about... they'll hear.
They'll hear, really?
Oh no, I tell you, it's about RFID. Yes, it's about RFID. Okay. So, it's interesting. I hear it's hard for the 17th time, and I hear like take your clothes off for like 21st time.
That means nothing.
Wow. If you shout Vereinigte Staaten, you'll get a headache. Vereinigte Staaten. Okay, good.
Okay. Evelyn, would you help us? We need one for the PowerPoint.
Our Lady of the PowerPoint.
So.
Yes. Okay. Come on. Get up there.
Thanks.
Actually, give him a hand. He's the owner of the guitar. And a fine musician, I tell you.
Yeah.
Big, like 56-point letters in the end titles. Okay. Okay. Are you fine?
I'm fine. I will sit.
You'll sit?
Yeah.
Come on, get up.
No, there's a little problem with the thing. I will sit. I think.
Okay. Then I'll go down with you.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah. I have to excuse him. He's actually a bass player. But he's a great guy.
Users, there is trouble ahead. I say users, it is totally sad, but users, the future lies in your head, cause it's all about surveillance. Comrades, you don't know what I mean. Comrades, there's new tech on the scene. Come on, comrades, stand up, fight for your right. There's a need for your experience. It's fun to hack the RFID. It's fun to hack the RFID. Technology is just a matter of choice. You can microwave all there, so it's fun to hack the RFID. It's fun to hack the RFID. Hey, they want to store everything about you, but there's plenty of things you can do. Hostage, it's a way to resist. I said honest, called it digital fist. Honest, there's not much time left for civil disobedience. Awesome, there's a lot we can share. I said awesome, let's destroy the nightmare. I said awesome, a million lines of code. We just need the right compiler. It's fun to hack the RFID. It's fun to hack the RFID. Hey, they use it in passports and cell phones you buy, but fuck it, it's all a lie. It's fun to hack RFID. You'll find it at the supermarket. No folks, set them all by yourself. Put your pride on the shelf. Fuck it, hack it, 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 hack it, fuck 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 it, hack it.
Thank you. Did you encore? You get an encore. Did you know that Adolf Hitler was declared dead on the 25th of October 1956?
In Berchtesgaden?
In Berchtesgaden? You didn't know. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being our guest. And I'd like to have all the people who work with us for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Come on. It's the big finale. And you do a little bit of for the finale, okay? So, come on.
What shall I play?
Come on.
The real guitar player.
Yeah.
What do you think about the real guitar player to play a little bit?
Yes. Please. So, come on.
Evelyn.
Come on. It's not too bad to be on Austrian television. Come on. Evelyn Furlinger, David Fine, Jake, come on. Where are the research guys? There's Matt the weekend.
Our guests.
Yes, our guests. Yes. Thanks for the snuff.
Yeah.
Ready?
Whale.
Whale.
The technical team. Daniel Fabry, monochrom. Eddie Cardell. Yeah. The audience.